Hey, what's up, everybody? True Boxing here. Thank you for coming back to Get Hit with the Truth. So today, doing the recap from the DAZN, what is it? The March, I believe 26 card that saw the rematch between Josh Warrington and Kiko Martinez as they collided for the IBF Featherweight Title. You had Martinez coming off of a huge upset victory over Kid Galahad, where he knocked out Galahad, brutally knocked him out in the 6th round of that fight. Big upset to become a 2-division world champion. And you had Warrington, who, coming in off of a year where his last fight was a no contest against Mauricio Lara, but he got knocked out against Lara in their first fight in February of last year. So people wanted to see what kind of Lara was going to come into what kind of Warrington was going to come into this fight. And this is a rematch from a 2017-18 battle where Warrington narrowly defeated Martinez by a majority decision. And, I thought this was going to be a close, good battle between the two. And Warrington just never allowed it to be. He jumped on Martinez from the get, put him down in the first round, and was all over him. And, it looked like Martinez was getting back into the fight. He was pressing the action. He was getting back into the fight around like rounds 2, 3, 4 in that area. Like you could argue he won a couple rounds in there. But Warrington just would not let up. He kept coming and he kept landing shots. He would take steps back just to kind of, restart himself. And he just continued to land good, hard shots and kept pressing forward, and finally stopped Kiko Martinez in the 7th round of that fight to regain the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World. Big win right there to be able to knock out Martinez like that, and good way to bounce back. But now, it was just, like I said, it was a huge win. To come into a rematch of a fight where, a lot of people thought Martinez won that fight back in 2017, and outside of his 2018 where he was just, he looked great against Lee Selby and then Carl Frampton after that in back-to-back fights to capture the title and retain it. He hasn't really looked superb since those 2 fights right there. So people did not know if Warrington was past it, how we were going to see Josh Warrington, and he came out and he looked explosive. Now, granted, Kiko Martinez, 35 years old, and an aging veteran. He really, most people feel got lucky knocking out Kid Galahad, but he's a tough, wily veteran, and he had been in a very good fight with Warrington, a few years ago. So, it's not to go out and dominate a former guy like that. It's almost like, hey, well, if he's really not on the level, then that's something Warrington should be doing. But I think Warrington overachieved. Warrington not being a big power puncher, I think a lot of people were like, well, as long as he beats him and he wins by a unanimous decision, it's no big deal. And he just went out there and he blasted him, and kicked his ass. And that was I think the more impressive thing of this fight was that he just went out there and dominated him and stopped him. That was impressive. So Warrington, never been the big power puncher, but came out and got probably the biggest knockout win of his career right there. And now he gets to push forward towards, something bigger. We'll see. We'll discuss his what's next next week. But a big win for Josh Warrington as he regains the IBF Featherweight title and restarts another big run as he tries to prove that he's the top dog at 126 pounds featherweight. So again, big win. We'll see what he does next, but that's the recap from the DAZN main event that took place on March 26th, the rematch between Kiko Martinez and Josh Warrington for the IBF Featherweight Championship of the World at 126 pounds. I hope you guys enjoyed it. True Boxing, you've been hit with the truth. Oh, don't forget to like it, guys. Subscribe to the channel if you like what you see. That's True Boxing. You've been hit with the truth.